Home sales in the GTA in October continued to track downward as sales were down by nearly half of where they were from the same time period last year. But is there a glimmer of hope for a rebound? A lot of people want to know the answer to that. Let's get Kevin Krieger in here. He is the president of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Joins us now live here on CB24 Breakfast. Kevin, good to see you. Lots of questions about real estate. It's something that dominates so many conversations. Substantially higher interest rates, of course, have continued to impact GTA home sales in October. So where's the trend right now? What are your numbers showing?
Well, really, over the last number of months, we've seen a continuing adjustment to higher interest rates. Obviously, interest rates will be the story of 2022 and, have obviously had a lot of coverage. We certainly saw, I guess, some positive news in the Bank of Canada's last announcement, where the market really was expecting a 75 basis point increase, and ultimately they opted to increase by 50 basis points. So in October, we saw a similar trend to September and a number of the months before, in that sales were down in terms of overall activity by about 49%, so about half. The interesting part is, like the month before, we've also seen a substantial decline in new listings. So new listings were down almost 12% compared to October the previous year as well. So that certainly is providing some support to pricing. Where we are seeing a further decline in new listings is in higher density styles of homes like condos. And that's one reason why we're seeing prices even better supported in that market segment.
Interesting, Kevin. And of course, we expect maybe another interest rate hike sometime next month from the Bank of Canada. So we will, of course, watch for that. But let's talk medium to long term. Demand for housing, the expectations, of course, that it will rebound. Do you have a sense of when that may be?
Well, we certainly saw, obviously, a huge amount of demand coming into the early part of this year. And, January and February were certainly months without compare. And, interest rates obviously have changed that, and people will take some time to adjust. But, looking into later spring of next year, certainly housing supply has not been bolstered in the short term. And while some people may stay on the sidelines as they adjust to higher interest rates, typically within a period of time, we start seeing them come back into the marketplace. And with inventory levels also tightening based on less supply coming to market, in the form of new listings, I certainly think that will provide support to price going into next year.
Mm-hmm. And, the other question, of course, is, with interest rates where they are, and as you said, it's been widely reported on, we know what the Bank of Canada has done. How do you see that impacting sort of how home buyers are kind of balancing, mortgages, whether it's kind of fixed or variable?
So I think engaging with a mortgage professional obviously is key in that conversation. But one of the things we are seeing is, with a decrease in overall price from February of last year, even with higher mortgage rates, the effective payments are starting to get very close to where they would have been in a lower interest rate environment. So, the adjustment period takes time, and people ultimately will adjust the end type of housing that they were looking for. So I think that's what you're sort of seeing in the market now. People really taking a wait and see approach, looking at alternative options, and really consulting mortgage professionals to figure out what the best options for them in terms of affordability are.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into that math, that is for sure. Kevin, we appreciate this. We also understand, you've got givemeoptions.ca, giving residents, kind of all kinds of information about affordability, issues affecting housing, et cetera. So we'll plug that website as well for you. And Kevin, good to talk to you. I know we'll talk soon because everyone loves talking real estate. Have a great one.
Thanks so much.